All right, guys, time now for some more trade talk. This time around Stefon Diggs. Once again, I am Tom Downey. That is Mitchell Renz. Now, we're looking at 6 potential trades for Stefon Diggs. I take no responsibility. I put it all on Mitchell. So why don't you break down what the heck's going on with Diggs to start here, Mitch?
I wish I knew, Tom. I wish I knew. But as soon as the internet overreacts, well, guess what? That means Stefon Diggs is going to be traded. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back a week. Minnesota radio said that Diggs might have requested a trade. Stefon Diggs then goes, well, that's fake news. I never did that. And then after the Week 4 loss, he started posting cryptic tweets and pictures on Instagram. And now today, he doesn't show up to practice
Wednesday, by the way.
Wednesday, depending on when you're watching this, he's hurt all of a sudden.
Oh, no, it's not injury related.
Oh, it's not injury related. That's
so
what it is.
he's just not there.
He's just not showing up. So this whole trade rumor thing with Stefon Diggs had us thinking a little bit. So we wanted to break down the top 6 teams that could go out and potentially trade for Stefon Diggs. So I allured to some of these cryptic tweets. Let me do my best to read this one, which was sent out yesterday. Did I get it? I'm not quite sure. But, what does it mean? I don't know. It's just a face after a horrible offensive performance by the Vikings. And he's frustrated because he just hasn't been getting work. I mean, look at these numbers here for this year. 13 catches, 209 yards, a touchdown, 19 targets. So watch this kind of math, guys. I took his numbers for his first 4 games and extrapolated them for 16 games. Yeah, you like that word? You're welcome.
Can you spell it?
76 targets, FU, 52 catches, 136 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's what he's on pace for this year. Some of you are like, what's the problem? This is the problem. This is what he did last year. See the difference? Big time difference. 149 targets, basically doubled. 102 catches, basically double. The yards, sure, still at over 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. The Minnesota Vikings are not getting the football in Stefon Diggs' hands. I said this wasn't going to be an issue if they're winning games, but here's the thing. He lost. The Vikings lost, so now he's big mad. So the question I'm going to ask everyone right now on the show, will Stefon Diggs be traded? Y for yes and for no.
I feel more confident about it than I did even just I
literally made a video yesterday about the Raiders, oh, he's not going to be traded, and now I'm like, oh boy, I might be eating crow here.
Diggs likes Minnesota, I think, before this year. I think that Mike Zimmer's desire to go back to 1980 and run the football 15 times in the first quarter each game, I don't know if that's actually the route to go. So I don't feel that confident about it, but if I had to pick one, I will go with not right now.
Okay.
And I don't think it happens this week. I might look dumb very soon, but I think that in the offseason, if he's still on the team, this really ramps back up.
So type in your votes. Will Stefon Diggs be traded? Type Y for yes and for no. So what I did here is I put together my top 6 teams that could trade for Stefon Diggs. If you don't like it, yell at me on Instagram or Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Number 6 on my list, well, it's the Oakland Raiders. One of the reasons, they have 2 first-round picks in the 2020 draft. Plenty of cap space. You're looking at about $26.6 million, the 4th most. And they need to add some talent around Derek Carr at the wide receiver position because they lost Antonio Brown. So now I have Tyrell Williams as the wide receiver 1, who's been pretty good this year for the Raiders. 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards, and I think he knows the offense a little bit better. And Stefon Diggs, Tyrell, you could literally say either of them could be the wide receiver 1. But this is what the depth chart would look like with a Stefon Diggs. I think all Raider fans
Diggs
out
is
there.
the number 1 receiver, by the way. I know you love Tyrell Williams, but Diggs is better.
I think Diggs is better as well, but I'm saying insert him right away. Maybe,
okay, I get that,
maybe
I get that.
It'd be Tyrell. So what we're going to do here is we're going to throw together some trade projections. So when you see the trade that comes up on screen, I want you to tell me who wins the trade. So for this one, Raiders or the Vikings? Who wins this trade? Because I think if this were to go down, Stefon Diggs to the Raiders, Vikings receiver 2020 first-round pick. You made a good point before we came on air.
I think the Vikings lose this trade, by the way.
Okay.
I think if you give up Stefon Diggs, you can get a first-round pick. It could be anything. It could even be a top 15 NFL receiver. So that's my mindset. But the point on the trades that you were asking me about, I think the offer has to begin with a first-round pick. It might be more than that because that's what Amari Cooper went for.
That's the point
and
you made.
who's better, Cooper or Diggs? I think you can make a strong argument. It's actually Stefon Diggs. They're about the same age, and actually, Diggs is cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Much cheaper. 5 years, 72
I
mil.
think it starts with a first-round pick. It might even be first and then some.
All right. I like it. So we know we have a lot of 49ers fans. We also know we have a lot of Raiders fans. So this is kind of us testing which ones of all y'all, that sounded weird, which fans are in the comments section below. So what's the best Bay Area team?
I think it's a no-brainer right now.
I agree.
It's the 49ers. They're undefeated.
They haven't
The
played
answer's
anyone.
4.
They haven't played anyone. I do think the better team right now is the 49ers, but they haven't played anyone. So the best Bay Area team. Type R for Raiders or 4 for 49ers.
I do not like. If you're trying to discredit a 3-0 team, to say a 2-2 team is better because they haven't played anybody, it's the NFL. It's not like they played the Dolphins 3 times. Like, the answer is the 49ers.
All right, best Bay Area team. R for Raiders, 4 for 49ers. Tom, tell people why they should use FanDuel.
Well, you can challenge Mitch for starters. And if you had a bad go in fantasy football this year, I saw someone in the comments that they drafted A.J. Green, Saquon Barkley, and Cam Newton. I am sorry for you.
Oh, my
FanDuel
God.
fixes that, though. FanDuel.com/chat sports. Actually, one of my friends did that, too. $20 free with your first $20 deposit. You can make up your lost earnings this year in fantasy football by playing some FanDuel here. Moving on out to number 5, the New Orleans Saints. Mitchell, what do you think about this fit?
Would Saints fans accept it? Like,
of course they would. Why are you even asking that? Yes.
Because as soon as I tweeted this out,
he makes them better.
I tweeted this out and everyone's like, oh, I don't know if the Saints fans would accept Stefon Diggs. And I agree with you. They would be stupid not to.
Cowboys fans accepted T.O. while he was on the team. They'll
True.
accept Stefon Diggs.
But this team desperately needs help, I think, at the wide receiver position. You have Michael Thomas, who is the most wealthy wide receiver in the league right now. But he needs
Julio
help.
surpassed him.
Oh, that's true. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. But Ted Ginn, Carr, Harris, Tre'Quan Smith, Lil Jordan Humphrey, I mean, they're just not really, the wide receivers are going to be able to get it done. So here's the possible Diggs trade that we threw together. Again, the Vikings get a 2020 first-round pick. And Stefon Diggs, you probably think that the Vikings lose this because I anticipate the Saints being a team probably in the later 20s.
I think at worst, frankly.
So let us know in the comments section, Saints, Vikings, which side of this deal that you guys like. Like we said, we're probably going to go for the Saints that we like it. So who's the best team in the NFC? There's only one undefeated team in the NFC.
The correct answer right now is the
Saints.
49ers. They are undefeated in the NFC.
They're not
Therefore, they're the
not
best
the
team
best
right
team.
now in the NFC. They're undefeated.
You think the 49ers are better than the Cowboys?
I think they are a better team right now because they are undefeated. I think these are resume-based questions. The
They're
Niners
not
have
resume.
the best resume.
This isn't
Yes,
college
they are.
football.
Yes, it is.
You're telling me the 49ers, if they played the Dallas Cowboys straight up right now, you would take...
I would take the Cowboys to win. But I'm basing this off of 3 weeks. The Niners are the best team. They're undefeated. Let's give them some damn credit. That's my mindset.
Undefeated. It's a good song by Future. All right, number 4 on my list is the Washington Redskins. Grew up in the D.C. area, or the DMV, or some other names here. But he played at Maryland as well. And the Redskins, they desperately need help at the wide receiver position. And if you really want to transition to Dwayne Haskins, you at least got to get him a legit number 1 wide receiver. So this is right now what the Redskins would be working with. If Diggs were a wide receiver there, I like Kelvin Harmon. He's banged up. Or not banged up.
McLaurin was one.
McLaurin's the one that's banged up.
And he's good.
He's been playing great. Paul Richardson, Trey Quinn, none of those are wide receiver ones. So maybe you go out, get Stefon Diggs, and hey, you can go back and play at home. Here's the potential trade.
It's a fun one.
This is fun. What do you guys think? The Vikings, they need a left tackle. The Redskins need wide receiver help. Who wins, Tom?
I think the Redskins do.
Okay.
I don't know if Trent's ever going to show up, but we do want to have these all be first-round picks, by the way. So they get a really good player back for Stefon Diggs. The Vikings do, who you can move O'Neal wherever you want to move him, I guess. Helps your offensive line. You get a really good player for a great player there. I like this deal for both sides, but I think the Redskins kind of maximize their value for Trent.
Sounds good. Let's go to the number 3 team here. Stefon Diggs trade destination. Seattle, they got to get some help. Still around Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, I think is their really only main option there. Maybe Will Dissly. But they're ranked 24th in the NFL right now in pass attempts with 33.2. Yes, that is more than what the Vikings are getting. But if Stefon Diggs wants to get the ball more, maybe he's not the team he wants to go to. I'll say this, though. This could make them the best team in the NFC West.
And we probably should have just made DK Metcalf left wide receiver on this because he just hangs out there on the left side, and Diggs and Lockett take turns being in the slot and being on the right side. I guess they can on the left side, too, when it's not a receiver set. But that's a fun grouping right there.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Really dangerous grouping.
So here's the possible Diggs trade. First round pick, Vikings get, and then the Seattle Seahawks, they simply get Stefon Diggs. But I do think with Stefon Diggs on the Seattle Seahawks team, they might be the best team in that division, despite them not being undefeated.
It's a good division right now.
It's a very good division.
Well, except for the Cardinals.
You got the Rams, the Seahawks, and then, the 49ers. So here's a fun question.
Okay. You put it in.
I know. I'm trying to put it in, if you know what I mean. Who gets more action? Type T for Tom or type M for Mitch?
Gonna have a meeting with HR at this point, Mitch. The correct answer, of course, is me because I'm married.
I was just going to say, Tom probably does get more action than me.
Unanimous decision. There you go.
Who gets more action? I don't know. I see the comments in there. Soko. Seeing a lot of M's,
oh,
Tom.
Come on, guys.
A lot of M's. Who gets more action?
Married.
Type T for Tom. Type
I
M
win.
for Mitch. You guys can type me. Here's the thing, though. We want you guys to get in on the action from the Action Network. You got to go to chatsports.com/deal. 40% off. $5.99 to get in some action. You know what I'm saying, right? Live odds, expert picks, and analysis. And who doesn't love some, hardcore analysis? Unlimited bet tracking. 40% off the Action Network. I'm telling you, we got this awesome deal. If you're on BetDSI, MyBookie.
Your innuendo is over the top today, Mitch.
I'm trying, Tom. I'm trying to get that action.
Well, let's move to number 2 then. You've got the Jacksonville Jags here.
This one's the trade is what I really want to get to, right? Like, that's what's fun. The Jags desperately needed the upgrade at their wide receiver core. Got it right. D.D. Westbrook, DJ Chark, solid receivers. But here's the thing. Stefon Diggs, he really had his breakout year in 2018 with John DeFilippo, who is now who was calling plays for the Vikings. Like, it's intriguing. Plus, the Vikings have shown interest in a certain player. And doing this trade would be, pretty interesting, Tom.
Stefon Diggs and a first for Jalen Ramsey. I can't remember who it was. Someone had this in the comment section.
Oh, really?
They threw this out. If you were, let me know and I'll give you a shot here because I remember seeing it before you even started this, really.
This is fun.
I think it makes sense.
This makes a lot of sense.
I think it's a fun trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wins, though?
Jags.
Okay.
You get a really good player and a first-round pick.
I was going to say, I'm probably going to, as much as I love Jalen Ramsey.
The Vikings do not lose, but the Jags win more.
Okay.
So
I like it. All right, who's the better player, Jalen Ramsey or Stefon Diggs? We want to hear from you guys in the comments section. The better player, I actually think this one's kind of easy for me personally.
Ramsey.
Yes.
Okay, we're on the same page there. Yeah, it's Ramsey.
Same page. I do think Jalen Ramsey's a better player, but we also live in an offensive-based league. If these two went up against each other, I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks Stefon Diggs might get the edge. The number 1 team on our list is the team that basically made the entire internet light up on fire once all this Stefon Diggs came out. It was the New England Patriots. So they went out, they obviously signed Antonio Brown, and then, they released him because he's Antonio Brown. But New England's defense has been absolutely great, Tom. But can the offense keep up? They need to be able to look at the Kansas City Chiefs, and they got to look at that offense. They're like, man, can we really compete with these guys? You go out and get Stefon Diggs, who would be a great fit in this offense. I mean, look at this. Right here. That's pretty. What do you think?
That's a dynamic grouping right there. I think the Patriots knew they wanted some more wide receiver. Now,
because of Philip Dorsett.
Has been better.
He's
this
been
year.
great.
He's actually been very good this year, but Philip Dorsett is not Stefon Diggs. So if you can get a player of that caliber, like they really did with Antonio Brown before he went all Antonio Brown on them, Gordon, Edelman, you still have some threats out of the backfield too. Maybe Ben Watson helps you. That's a dynamic receiving group overall right there.
So the Patriots, they would receive Stefon Diggs. The Minnesota Vikings, they get a 2020 first-round pick. Like I said, the AFC Championship to me is probably going to be more entertaining than the Super Bowl because Super Bowl last year was horrible.
The NFC is better than the AFC this year. Yes, it is.
But the Chiefs and Patriots are the 2 best teams in the NFL.
Let's see how things look in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. I'm telling you right now, Chiefs, Patriots are the best teams in the NFL. So let's look at the top trade suitors for Stefon Diggs. At number 6, the Oakland Raiders. Number 5, the New Orleans Saints. Number 4, the Washington Redskins. He can head back home. Let's get in now to the top 3. The Seattle Seahawks, the Jacksonville Jags. If you didn't see the trade, you got to go back and look at it. Stefon Diggs for Jalen Ramsey straight up. Kinda. New England Patriots at number 1. Those are our top 6. If you don't like them, yell at us at WhatGoingDowney, at Mitchell Renz 365.
He takes the blame, not me.
Comment, though. What team do you want to see trade for Stefon Diggs.
Plenty of teams would love to get a number 1 wide receiver. I'll throw out one more honorable mention here. How about the Buffalo Bills? Like, yeah, I know they added Zay Jones and John Brown and Cole Beasley in recent years. Diggs is a number 1 guy, though. Like, do whatever you want there with Zay Jones. I mean, you can throw in Zay Jones even in a potential trade. Some Bills clown reporter said, "Well, if I were the Bills,"
Somebody said Bills in the comments section.
The reporter was
Ravens.
like, I'd see Zay Jones and a 5th-round pick for Stefon Diggs, and he got ratioed hard because that's a clown trade offer. How about Zay Jones and a 1st or a 2nd at worst, probably a 1st, and then you start talking.
But it's Zay Jones. Let us know in the comments section if you're watching us live on YouTube, if you're watching us live on Facebook. If you missed us live, turn on those notifications so you know when we do go live. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. What team do you want to see trade for Stefon Diggs?